relative clauses give us, okay, information about things, people, possessions, places, times, okay, using a relative pronoun. And here, as you can see, okay, I need to, okay, define, okay, what do we mean by a relative pronoun. Now, so these are the main, okay, relative pronouns that we have in English. So to talk about a thing or an animal or an idea, we use the pronoun which or that. To talk about a person, we use who or, okay, that. To talk about a time, okay, we use when. To talk about a place, we use the relative pronoun where. And of course, we have whose for possession, okay, and okay, we use whom when okay, we're not talking about the person, and this person is the object, okay, of the sentence. Okay, let's move to this one. The shop which sells, okay, the shop which or that sells electronic goods is very large. So here, as you can see, how many clauses that we have? Okay, we have two, okay, clauses. Okay, the shop, okay, the shop is very large, that's a clause, and which or that sells electronic goods, so that's another clause, okay, that is embedded, okay, with another clause. Okay, it's a relative clause, and it depends, okay, on the other clause for the overall meaning to be clear. If I can say, for example, the shop is very large, and I assume that you know which shop I am talking about, but I cannot say which or that sells, okay, electronic goods. That would be like an unclear sentence, and then you wouldn't understand anything. Okay, so which is, okay, a relative pronoun that, okay, introduces this clause. So which or that, okay, sells, that's a verb, electronic goods. So which, okay, replaces or, okay, refers to, okay, the shop. So what is a clause first? Okay, a clause is what? Is a group of words, okay? That group of words should minimally have a subject and a verb, and it should express a complete thought, okay? It should, okay, express, okay, an idea. And we have a look at this example. Leo sleeps in this room, and then birds fly. So these are two, okay, different clauses. These are independent, okay, clauses. They stand alone. They don't need to be attached, okay, to another clause to get, okay, the meaning. However, we have, okay, for example, another type of clause which is a relative clause. The shop which or sells, okay, electronic good. So what is in green is a relative clause. The other one is, okay, a main clause. What is a relative clause? Simply, okay, it is a dependence clause, as I said before. It should be linked or attached to another clause that modifies a noun. That is, it gives us further information about a noun. Okay, it needs to be attached to another clause to get its meaning. Look at these two examples. Okay, Mr. Richard lives in, okay, London. Mr. Richards is a taxi driver. You can see here that Mr. Richards is repeated twice, and I would like to get rid of this repetition, so I can use, okay, for example, one relative pronoun so that I can combine, okay, the two clauses. My aunt lives in Cairo. Cairo is the capital of Egypt. Can we rewrite the following, okay, sentences in one, okay, or actually not the following, but the okay, sentence, okay, above in one, okay, sentence? Of course we can, if we, okay, know, okay, the strategy to combine, okay, these two clauses. Have a look at this one. Instead of saying Mr. Richards, okay, lives in London, Mr. Richards is a taxi driver, I can say Mr. Richards who, and this who, okay, replaces, okay, or refers to Mr. Richards who is a taxi driver, okay, lives in London. And I can even omit this clause, okay, and the meaning will not be, okay, distorted, and it will not be, okay, broken. Okay, Mr. Richards lives in London. That's a complete, okay, meaning, so it has a sense. My aunt lives in Cairo, and then Cairo is repeated twice, is the capital of Egypt. my aunt, okay, lives in Cairo, which, so because it's Cairo is a thing, okay, it's an idea, for example, we're going to replace it by, okay, which, not who or whom or where, etc. My aunt lives in Cairo, which is the capital of Egypt, okay? So let's say, for example, Professor Francisco is a brilliant pedagogue, okay? Professor Francisco, again it's repeated, okay? I do it on purpose, okay? Teaches French. And I ask you, for example, if you want to combine these two clauses within, okay, one clause, and then one would become or will become a dependent clause, okay? Professor Francisco, who teaches French, is a brilliant pedagogue. So this is a relative clause, okay? And it is important for us, okay? Because we don't know, okay, I can say Professor Francisco, okay, is a brilliant pedagogue, okay? Suppose that, for example, I don't know that he is, okay, or he teaches French. This information is very important for me, okay? It defines, so this clause, okay, who teaches French, it defines the noun, okay, Professor Francisco. It gives us additional information about, okay, the person, okay, which is Professor Francisco in this, okay. There are, okay, two types of relative clauses. This is the focus of this lesson, okay. This is what we call a defining relative clause, and another one is, okay, a non-defining relative clause, okay, that we are going to see later on. So a defining relative clause, like this example, okay, who teaches French, is very important, and then we don't need, okay, a comma here, okay, to separate it from the main clause. So a defining relative clause is a clause that is necessary and significant to identify the noun it modifies. Thus, no commas should be used, okay, to separate it from the noun it modifies. Moreover, it tells us, okay, exactly which person, thing, okay, or thing being spoken about. Have a look at this one just for, okay, your information. Defining relative clauses, okay, is also, okay, called essential. Some people call it essential, restrictive, okay, identifying, okay, relative clauses, okay. And then here, okay, for example, I can say the man who offered me a lift home yesterday is kind. So I can say, for example, the man is kind, okay? That's a very good clause, no problem, okay? In terms of structure, it's fine. But if I say, for example, the man is kind, and you don't know which man I am talking about, okay? You are not going to, okay, understand the meaning as, okay, I have it in mind. So to help you, I'm going to add this relative clause to say which man I am talking about, who offered me a lift home yesterday, okay? So this one, this clause is very important for my understanding or for your understanding, okay? To get which man I am talking about, okay? It is necessary to know which man, okay, we are talking about, so no commas are used. Sometimes, as you are going to see with the other type, we need to use, okay, when it is not necessary, you can use a comma here and a comma here, and then you can even, okay, delete it. You can even, okay, omit it, sorry, okay? So let's say, for example, the man who offered me a lift yesterday is kind. So if I omit, okay, if I, okay, take it out, okay, I'm going to, okay, break the meaning of, okay, this sentence, okay? The man is kind, which is not, okay, a good clause. Let's see, for example, the second type, which is non-defining relative clause. And you see here this asterisk, okay, it means that non-defining relative clause, okay, is also called non-essential, okay, non-restrictive or non-identifying relative clause. So what is a non-defined relative clause? It is not important. It gives us, okay, additional information, okay? We may or we may not need it. It is not necessary to the noun it modifies. It is not necessary to tell us, okay, to tell us which thing, person, okay, or idea, okay, we are talking about. Have a look at this. Have a look at this, okay? Christmas, okay, day, okay, which is on a Friday this year, is always a public holiday. So for example, this which is on a Friday this year is non-defining clause. It is not important. I can do without it. Okay, I can read Christmas Day is always a public holiday. That's the information I need here. It just gives us additional information about Christmas Day. In this case, it can be omitted. Commas are used, or they should be used in this case. Now what we are going to do, I'm going to combine these sentences by a relative pronoun. A relative pronoun is, if you can remember, is a word like who, whom, when, where, etc. The students, so here the students can get a scholarship to study in Harvard University. The students grades are excellent. Listen, so here the students and the students I need, but here we are talking about the students grade. The students grade, it should be omitted. We don't need to repeat the two. The email was very interesting. You sent it to me. Barack Obama was US president. He, it should be he. Written here. He visited South Africa. So let's have a look at the first one. The students can get a scholarship to study in Harvard University. The students' grades are excellent, and I'm going to write the students whose grades are excellent, that's a relative clause, can get a scholarship to study in Harvard University. So here I combine two clauses in one, using a relative pronoun which is whose. We're talking about possession. Let's see, the email was interesting, you sent it to me. The email which, because the email is repeated twice, you sent it is or refers to the email. The email which you sent it to me was very interesting. Suppose that I omit this. I'm going to say the email was very interesting. You don't know which email I'm talking about. So to help you get which email I'm specifically talking about, you can say the email which you sent me, that specifies or gives us additional gives us very important information about the word or the noun email here. Let's see, Barack Obama. Barack Obama was the US president. He visited South Africa. Let's see, Barack Obama, who was the US president. You see here, for example, who was the US president is between two commas, because we already know that Barack Obama was the US president like a few years ago. Visited South Africa. Barack Obama visited South Africa. That's very important. We don't need to get this information because it is already known for us. Let's see, for example, fill in the blanks with the correct relative pronoun. So I have who, and you remember we use who for a person, which for a thing, an animal, an idea, an object, whom for a person when the person is the object of the sentence, where for a place, and then when whose for possessions, and then when for a time. Let's see, for example, we have 5 main sentences. So thousands of people come to a Sawera festival, is held every year. So something that comes here is held every year. So what is it about? It is about a Sawera festival. The festival takes place in an area, like a part of land or a city or a country. Inhabitants benefits from varied shows. Essaouira is a city. People are friendly. So the people of Essaouira are friendly. You have to think of the relative pronoun to use here. The singers okay, perform in the festival wear traditional and colorful clothes. And then the people, relative pronoun here, I met, here it should be, okay, the object of the verb, okay, I met, okay, yesterday were in the festival, okay? Okay, very nice. So, can you please, I'm going to give you a while to think of these, okay, examples, because you are supposed to, okay, find, okay, you are going to find something, okay, in the national exam. So please train, okay, yourselves, okay, on exercises like this one, okay. So number one, let's correct, okay. I am sure that it will not take a long time to do it, okay. For sentence number one, you can say thousands of people come to Estaouira festival, which is held every year. So which is, okay, we are talking about the festival, Estaouira festival, which is, I can say Estaouira festival is held every year, okay. The relative pronoun replaces or refers to, okay, Estaouira festival. The festival takes place in an area where inhabitants benefit from varied shows, okay. So where, okay, inhabitants, that's place, and then Estaouira is a city whose people, okay, whose people are friendly. So the people of Estaouira city are friendly. The singers who perform, okay, the singers, okay, people who perform in the festival wear traditional and colorful clothes. And last one, the people whom, here you can even write who, it's the same. The people whom I met yesterday were in the festival, okay?